The Sega Mega Drive or Genesis, depending on where you're from. A console that gave us classics like Sonic the Hedgehog, Streets of Rage, and Shinobi. But what if I told you there's a whole treasure trove of games that flew completely under the radar? I'm talking about the hidden gems, the underdogs, the games you've probably never played. In this video, we're diving deep into the cartridge vault to bring you 10 Sega Mega Drive hidden gems that deserve your attention. Let's get started. First up, we have Crusader of Centy. Often called Zelda for the Genesis, this game blends top-down action-adventure with a surprisingly emotional storyline. You play as a young boy who's just inherited his father's sword and in true RPG fashion must save the world. But here's the twist. You lose the ability to talk, and your only companions are animals who lend you special abilities. The art style is charming, and the music is peak 16-bit goodness. Sadly, it released late in the Mega Drive's life and never got the love it deserved. El Viento is a wild, fast-paced action platformer with explosions, boomerangs, and a storyline involving H.P. Lovecraft-style cults. What more do you want? This one's by Renovation Games, and it's the first in a trilogy. You play as a magical girl named Annette, blasting through 1920s gangsters and demons in an alternate history New York. The gameplay is frantic but fun, and the sprite work is top-notch. Pulseman is an absolute gem that never got a Western physical release, unless you had Sega Channel back in the day. Developed by Game Freak, yep, the Pokemon people, this electric-themed platformer is fast, flashy, and futuristic. Pulseman has a Volt Dash mechanic that lets him zap around the screen, and the visuals are just amazing. It feels like a missing link between Mega Man and Sonic. Ever wonder what Space Harrier would look like on acid? Say hello to Panorama Cotton, a psychedelic rail shooter that barely feels like a Mega Drive game. This Japan-only release stars a flying witch named Cotton, who blasts enemies across swirling, colorful landscapes. The animation is buttery smooth, the environments are completely bonkers, and the whole game just radiates pure 90 seconds magic. If you like your shmups weird and whimsical, this one's for you. Now this is how you do mech combat. Ranger X puts you in control of a transforming robot equipped with dual weapons, jetpacks, and a motorcycle you can merge with mid-fight. Yeah, it's that cool. Graphics-wise, this game pushed the Mega Drive hard. You've got parallax scrolling, detailed sprites, and even lighting effects. It's difficult, no doubt, but incredibly rewarding and visually impressive. Twinkle Tale is a hidden gem among hidden gems, a Japan-only top-down action game that mixes Pocky and Rocky with Gauntlet. You control a young sorceress fighting off hordes of enemies using a variety of magical spells. The gameplay is buttery smooth, the pixel art is gorgeous, and it ramps up in difficulty just right. This game never made it out of Japan officially, but there's an English fan translation floating around if you want to dive in. Alien Soldier was Treasure's love letter to boss battles. The story, wild. The gameplay, even wilder. You play as a mutated super soldier bird creature shooting down dozens of massive bosses with an arsenal of weapons. It was released late in the Mega Drive's lifecycle in Europe and Japan only, and it's brutally hard. But if you're into high-octane action and don't mind a challenge, this is an absolute must-play. This one's for the thinkers out there. Subterranea is a physics-based shooter where gravity is your worst enemy. You control a tiny ship, navigating underground caves, rescuing people, managing fuel, and shooting baddies, all while mastering a tricky control system. It's not for everyone, but once it clicks, Subterranea becomes a deeply satisfying experience. Think of it as Thrust meets Choplifter, with a darker tone and an awesome soundtrack. Here's one of the rarest games on the Mega Drive, Battlemania Daiginju. This side-scrolling shooter stars two anime-style heroines, with over-the-top weapons and chaotic action. It's a sequel to Trouble Shooter, and everything is ramped up, better graphics, insane bosses, and a killer soundtrack. It's pricey as hell if you want the original cart, but emulation or repros are your best bet. If you're looking for charm, challenge, and colorful 2D platforming, Monster World 4 delivers in spades. Originally a Japan-only release, this is the final entry in the Wonder Boy series, and it's a gorgeous one. You play as Asha, a young girl who sets off on a quest to save the spirits of the world. The hand-drawn art style pops, the soundtrack is a vibe, and the gameplay blends action platforming with light RPG elements. Plus, you get a cute blue sidekick named Peppelogu. It's like playing a forgotten Studio Ghibli game. Thankfully, it finally got an official English translation years later, so now there's no excuse not to try it. There you have it, 10 hidden Sega Mega Drive gems that deserve a spot in your collection. Whether you're emulating, hunting for carts, or just curious, these games show that the Mega Drive still has secrets to share. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more retro gaming content every week. Got your own hidden gem picks? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear what obscure titles you've discovered.